That's kind of an important part of Jewish evangelism is helping Jewish people see what Judaism teaches, what it really teaches, not the caricature or the evolution of it the way it has turned out in modern America.
I was giving a paper, and this one colleague responded to me, and she said, look, whereas you Christians focus on the creed, we Jewish people focus on the deed. First of all, do you think that's true? And what does it mean to be Jewish?
Oh, boy. How long of a podcast is this, Corey? Well, I think that what the colleague said is probably indeed what a whole lot of Jewish people would practically say they believe today. Yes, you Christians focus on the creed, we Jews focus on the deed. The truth of the matter is, it's for Christians, we're interested in the creed and the deeds. The New Testament has the faith without works is dead. So no, that's not fair to just say we're just interested in this. Now, it is accurate, I think, historically in America and much of the world today that Jewish people would probably say, no, it's not all that important what you believe. It's how you live your life. But I don't think Judaism teaches that. I don't think that's what the Tanakh, the Hebrew scriptures, what we call the Old Testament, teaches. It needs to be both creed and deed. And in fact, the very birth of Judaism was Abraham saying, no, I don't believe in these many gods and these idols. I believe in the one true God. And the Hebrew scriptures are loaded with, this is the truth that you need to believe, and this is falsehood you should reject. So while I think your colleague was accurate to the way most Jewish people think, or I don't know about most, but a great deal, I don't think that that's fair to say that's what Judaism teaches. So, by the way, that's kind of an important part of Jewish evangelism is helping Jewish people see what Judaism teaches, what it really teaches, not the caricature or the evolution of it the way it has turned out in modern America.
Yeah, I think many people are surprised to see how broad it is, and you can be a naturalistic Jew. Sure, you can be a pantheistic Jew. You can be a theistic Jew. You can be an atheistic Jew. How can you be an atheistic Jew? I think my advisor was one of them, for example. Peter Singer is one of them. Stephen Jay Gould at Harvard was one of them, and a very religious atheistic Jew. And so, there is Judaism, or maybe Judaisms, because it is pretty broad. And to quote one of the scholars in Israel, whose view I was actually defending in my dissertation, Menachem Kellner's book, it was titled, "Must a Jew Believe Anything?" I mean, that's striking. You would think, well, sure, there are a lot of things. Well, give me one. Well, I mean, monotheism. Well, really? How many contemporary Jews are self-identifying as a Jewish person, and they're not a monotheist? They're not even a theist. Again, must a Jew believe anything? And what's the emphasis then on contemporary Judaism of what constitutes being Jewish?
Man. So, there's as you're speaking, I'm seeing two roads. So one of them is, well, given the reality of what Jewish people today in the world believe and think, it's kind of just about anything. Although I will quickly add, the one tenet that unites them strongly is, no, we don't believe in Jesus. I mean, that's
the next question.
That is the non-negotiable there. No. Jesus was just a good teacher, nothing more. We all agree on that. But the other road that I see is, well, what should Jewish people believe? And it sure seems to me that the Hebrew scriptures are a book with beliefs of things that are to be affirmed and things that are not to be held to. So, um, I, I, so on the one hand, we want to prepare Gentile Christians to say, listen, don't be surprised if the person tells you, I'm Jewish, but I don't believe in God, or I'm Jewish, but I'm really a Buddhist. And they don't feel a contradiction there because of how much persecution we've had and moving around and having to live surrounded by alien cultures where we're not as uncomfortable with seeming and real contradiction. So on the one hand, Gentile Christians, don't be surprised if. The other thing is that's not the route I would go in trying to talk to them about Jesus. Hey, wait a minute, you're Jewish, you should believe in God. I'm not so sure that's very effective, even though it's true. So I think what's more powerful is, well, who was Jesus? And can we talk about him? And can we look at what Christians believe? And can we look at what Jesus said about himself?
I mean, don't they hate that though? Because it's like, okay, that's the BC AD dude. We don't like the BC AD. We want to talk about BCE or CE. I don't want to talk about Jesus as if he frames the discussion. We have our own religion, whatever that is.
Well, let's see. How did you start this question? Don't they hate that? Yeah, they do. Yeah, and they don't like it at all. And no, this is not going to be a comfortable, happy conversation with most Jewish people. And by the way, this is very painful for me, Corey. But the history of the Christian church has a whole lot of terrible, terrible anti-Semitism in it.